all you awesome writers out there. By now, you have been busy practicing secret writing tips number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Today, we are going to learn secret writing tip number 6. My name is Sarah, and if you are an elementary kid, then you are in the right spot. By now, we've spent a lot of time talking about this word revise. And you've already learned lots of tips and tricks to make your writing better by revising. So let's take a look at that 6th tip. Here's a paragraph I wrote. Let's take a look. I looked around my room. There were clothes all over the floor and junk piled under the bed. It was very messy. How was I going to clean it all up in time for the party? Well, pretty good paragraph, but just like any type of writing, sometimes it's fun to add a little bit extra spice to it. So let's see how we can do that. In this video, we're going to learn how to add a simile. Have you ever heard of that word before? A simile is when we compare two things using the words like or as. Here's an example. He is as strong as an ox. You're comparing the boy to the ox and using those words as. You can also use the word like. They are like 2 peas in a pod. So you're comparing these twin girls to the peas. Now, this one has got to be one of my favorites. I have an identical twin sister, just like these 2 girls, and my sister and I were always called 2 peas in a pod. You never know, one day she might show up in one of my videos. Now, let's look at some simile examples. In the first column, I'm using the word as busy as a bee, as flat as a pancake, as hot as the sun. In the next column, I'm using the word like, sparkle like a diamond, climb like a monkey, eat like a pig. When you're using similes, you can use either one. Now, let's go back to my original paragraph and see if we can spice it up with a simile. I looked around my room. There were clothes all over the floor and junk piled under the bed. It was as messy as a pigsty. How was I going to clean it all up in time for the party? See how that simile added a little bit of extra spice to that paragraph? Now it's time for you to try. I've got a few sentences here, and I want to see if you can write a simile to make this paragraph better. Yesterday, I went to an amusement park. I rode a roller coaster that was really fast. Pause the video, write these sentences down, and see if you can find a place where you can compare that roller coaster to something else. All right, I'm ready to hear it. As always, excellent job. Pretty easy tip, right? Now it's time to use it in your own writing. So the next time you want to spice things up a bit, remember, just add a simile. Use that word as or like to compare something to something else. Thank you for joining me today, boys and girls, and I will see you in video number 7. Before you go, I just want to share with you one last writing tip. Now, I've been known to really like my writing shirts with writing puns, so I want to share one of my favorites with you, and you can even write this down in your journal to help remember this rule for there. Notice this first word there, T-H-E-I-R, is used when you're talking about a person. The next one, there, T-H-E-R-E, has an arrow to remind you it means over there. And the last one, THEY apostrophe RE, has a little A up here where the apostrophe is to remind you if you split the two words up, it stands for they are. I just love this trick and I love to use it with my students. So be sure to write it down in your writing journal so you'll never forget how to spell these words again.